So it's asking us to find the segment length of DF because there's not a line above it. That means the measurement. So that's where it's telling us what to find. You know what? How many people know the answer already? From D to F, how many people know the answer from D to F already? Yeah. What are you really doing to get D to F? Hayden, Lockhart, what are you doing? We're just adding those numbers together. Super easy. That part is not what you're learning. What you're going to learn here is why. So we're going to start with, when you look at this and Hayden said, oh, I'm just adding, you're adding what plus what? Anybody? 23 and 35. Where 23 and 35 come from? 23 is DE, so this is my first step. DE is 23, and EF is 35. You have to put that in your steps. You can see it, but you have to write it in your steps and reasons. And what is the reason that DE is 23 and EF is 35? Why? I'm asking you a really silly question. Why? Tyler, do you know why DE is 23 and EF is 35? Do you know why? Because it says it. So we have a reason to write on this side that sounds nicer than because it says it, right? And it's called given. So if the answer is it's like written right there, then you just write given because that information was given to you. Step 2. You guys told me 23 plus 35 is going to be the answer. But we can't just jump into 23 plus 35. We have to have a reason why we were allowed to add those. So this goes to my segment addition postulate that we talked about earlier in our notes. Segment addition postulate says if we add the two pieces together, we get the whole thing. So what I'm going to write is if I add DE plus EF, I get DF. And that's what I'm trying to get. So my reason for that is segment addition postulate. I should write smaller. I ran out of space. So we write the symbols DE plus EF equals DF. My third is that DE is what number? 23. EF is what number? 35. And DF I haven't found yet, even though some of you may have already found the answer. So what I did was, since I know what DE is and I know what EF is, I put them in. So the reason for being able to stick in the numbers where they go is called the substitution property. The reason you can stick numbers in, because that's what EF represents, is substitution property. Now, 23 plus 35 is what number? 58. Some of you need to check your math skills. So all I did was 23 plus 35 got 58. All I did was simplify that, so my reason is simplify. You added them together, you simplified the number, 58, simplified. So what we are supposed to be doing is finding DF. Did I find DF? So that will always be my last step, is what I was trying to do. Hayden, Peck, what is DF?
58.
So I'm going to write DF is 58. I didn't stop at step 4. I went and took it further, where I switched them around, because that's a property. And that property is, in your properties, it is the second to last property. It's called the symmetric property. It says if A equals B, then B equals A. That says you're allowed to switch them around. So it is a property. I'm going to write that down as a property. You're allowed to switch them around, called the symmetric property. Okay, I'm going to keep going, so I have this in the notes, and then if you guys need to slow down and watch the notes on your own, they will be posted to YouTube. Fingers crossed they don't blow up right now while I do it. So this one is going to be exactly, not 100%, but really close to being the same as the first one that we just did, steps, reasons. This one, the first thing is what was given to me. FG, and I do label them. Number one, FG is 21, and FH is 36. Tiffany, what's the reason FG is 21 and FH is 36? What do I put in the reason column? Hint, hint, it's in the first one also. Given, thank you. So I wrote these right next to each other so we can go off the first one. Okay, my second, what I do in my second one, I use the segment addition postulate. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to say FG plus GH equals FH. I'm running out of space in here. FG plus GH equals FH. That's kind of hard to see. It's FH because there's a line right there. That's the segment addition postulate. Segment addition postulate. 3 is plug in those numbers we were given. We were given 21 plus GH equals 36. So I plugged in the numbers I was given. That's the same as plugging in the numbers in the previous example. What reason is that, Sophie? What reason is that I can plug in these numbers? It's the same as the reason for number 3 on the previous one. Substitution. That's where I'm substituting what does FG equal. Okay? Substitution property. Now, how, if I look at 21 plus GH equals 36, that's an equation. How do I get GH by itself? Demaya, how do I get GH by itself right here? How do you find GH? You subtract 21 from both sides, right? Not just 36, but you have to get rid of 21 on this side and this side so we can find out that answer. So step 4, I now have GH equals 15, which is what I'm trying to find. So what allowed me to subtract the same number from both sides? If you do not know, there's a bunch of properties that are kind of all the same. Property equality for addition, property equality of subtraction, property equality of multiplication, property equality of division. Those allow you to do the same thing on both sides of an equation and keep it equal. So this is called the subtraction property of equality. I should really use my pen that erases. Subtraction property of equality. And then I'm done. In your assignment, you will. It's about to ring. You will only be able to do numbers 1 through 8. I'm going to hand it out. It's a worksheet. You'll only be able to do numbers 1 through 8. Make sure you read the directions.